Check, check.
Oh, she's already in the garage.
Oh, is she? Sorry, we're a couple minutes late. I can barely see through the screen there.
Yeah.
How are you?
All right.
It's party time. I'm Justin.
Brenda.
Hi, Brenda. Nice to meet you.
Diana.
Jerry.
Came all the way from Hillsboro, Ohio. You've ever heard of that?
Uh-uh.
It's,
I've had a lot of people come from Ohio, though.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people from Ohio.
West Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
New York.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know the team that came from New York down here. They were here last year.
Yeah. Then Florida. Had some from Florida.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty far. But we made it. I've been wanting to come here for 3 years. I'm finally here. Does that sound crazy?
No, I tell you what, I know people that's never been here and tell me when they get here that the house comes in their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was telling you, I don't go back in there.
Right.
You know, I've not been in there for almost a year.
I understand. I mean, if you're getting attacked, then there's
I
no
know,
reason
yeah.
to.
And there's like, and I never had a problem, you know, with it before. And when I bought the house, me and my son was in there, and I don't even know why I bought it. I'm from Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Mom, I'm going to move down. He lives in Peoria, Illinois, which is 100 and some miles from here. He's like, I want to move down, you know, closer to you. And so I said, well, let's go drive around and look.
Mm-hmm.
And I come over here. He said, well, I don't want to live there. I said, why? He said, I don't even like that looks of that place. I'm like, I don't even know why I'm here. And so we went on, drove around. 3 or 4 days later, I come back and come back and come back for some reason. And we went in there, and it had the ceilings in there were lowered, and my son unlowered them, you know, took all that stuff down. And as soon as he started working, oh shit. I mean, the saws would just fly across the floor and stuff.
Because you're changing something that they're used to, and that's...
Yeah, it's common. As soon as you start the renovation, that's always the
And,
reports.
One of those 2x4s in there come flying off the wall, and the nail went right through my son's lip, right into his
my
gum, and
goodness.
broke his tooth off up inside. And people just kept getting hurt. It had a floating wood floor, and it started buckling, so we took it up. And that's the original 1890s floor, that
That's
part of the
in there.
house, yeah. And in between the floors, by the corner of the door, was a book, How to Communicate with the Spirit World. So it's still in there.
Yeah.
And the original part, all the doors and windows are in corners, all of them. And I'll show you on this monitor over here.
Oh, you got it hooked up all the time.
24/7.
Well, I guess we don't need to hook anything up then, do we?
Well, you can, yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
all right.
That's fine. But this is the living room, couch and stuff. The doors are in corners. At one time, this house had 4 exits, and they were all in that one room.
That's weird.
Yeah, and above each of the exits, there's one behind the couch, then there's one over in this corner, this one here, and then there's one over here. There's like a half diamond that comes down and made above each one of the doors. And then when you look up at the ceiling, it's a pentagram.
Wow.
And this room here, when you walk in, you walk into the kitchen area, which used to be just an open porch, and some people that bought it in the 80s redone all the kitchen. But otherwise, that was just a porch. And the other part was the main part of the house. And this room here, you'll see this chair.
Oh, we know all about that.
Okay, that's the room there. And all this stuff that's in there, the glasses, the boots, the fishing poles, the hats, all suspenders, all that belonged to him.
Right.
And so I just left it in there.
Did that seem like it changed anything at all when you did that, or
When I left everything,
when you brought anything, all the stuff back in?
it was in there.
Oh, you never took anything out?
No.
But see, that to me is kind of odd. That they just sold the place with all his stuff in it. Did they not have?
There was tons, and this garage was full,
Right.
See, that's odd.
packed full
I mean,
of stuff.
I wonder why his kids didn't want anything.
His
the
son,
family.
well, his son, when I come to look at the house, he wouldn't even go in the house.
Probably because both of his parents.
And he said that the house just freaks him out, you know. And so when I was taking pictures before I ever bought it, I never even got to the inside of it. Just on the outside is where I got their dad's picture. I mean, he was in the window, and they're like, "How'd you get my dad's picture?" I'm like, "Where? I didn't even see it." You know. So, and this room here right here with the wheelchair. Right up in there's where Rocky Foreman got the lady.
Mm-hmm.
Now her room she likes to hang in is a room over here. She
Okay.
paces that there. There's a recliner and another couch in there. She paces that back and forth, and then sometimes when you're in there and you go to walk out, it's like one leg's like 3 or 4 inches shorter than the other one. You're all leaned over like this, you know. But yeah,
Weird.
a lot of I don't know I forgot what they call that. You know, when they're
Yeah.
it's like
And vertigo.
Vertigo.
yeah, and I don't know. You know Amy Jo?
Yeah. Well, I know. I've known her for years, just
Yeah.
from Facebook, social networking.
Yeah. Well, she comes a lot. I've had some teams that's been here 20, 25 times. You know.
Well, that's common because they want to keep on coming back because sometimes once just isn't enough, or an 8-hour period isn't enough, or 12.
Yeah. So, and in this doorway here, there was a lady that lived here, and her son hung himself in this doorway. So when you come into the kitchen, you'll come in this door right here, and then you'll go this way, and it's that doorway right there.
So how many people? I'm sorry. How many people's died in the house?
7.
7? That's what I thought.
And in this front area here is the only room with no closet. And they showed 3 bodies I know of in there, of the 3 men that passed
Okay.
in there. But yeah, I don't like that house no more.
No, I don't blame you. It doesn't seem like a friendly. There's a bunch of
The man
unfriendly
that-
stories.
The man that only thing good that's happened since I bought this place here, it's caused me and my son to even be on the outs. Yeah, and we've been on the outs now for 4 years. And I met the guy next door, and me and him got married. But the last man that died in here committed suicide. He was my husband's best friend. And he went in there. He's a non-believer. He was till he went in there. And then one time we were sitting out here, and it's just like a guy got up and he just walked all the way across here and just disappeared into the wall, you know. And my husband's eyes got about like that, you know. And then he's been in there with me, and then the last time he was in there, he said, "Man, I can't breathe. I'm having chest pains." I said, "Well, let's go outside." So he goes outside, and he almost passes out, and he's throwing up and everything. And so the chest pains continued on, took him to the hospital and stuff. A couple weeks later, and he had to have a pacemaker put in. So he don't go back in there. So, and your batteries, it will eat your batteries up quick.
Well, we got plenty of batteries.
Now, did you guys come through over here and come in this way, or did you come?
North Elm Street. We came down 63, got on 234,
Yeah.
came up that way.
Yeah. Most of them come through over here by the school. It'll have Eugene exit, and you come through what we call loaf of bread, which is just like a little tunnel thing. You come over, come under, and you come under that, and it's like time lapse, you know. It's like,
Really?
So yeah.
Alrighty. And, I think from the Foreman film, you said the house was built in 1890.
Yeah.
That's odd because it don't look anything like a house from 1890.
1890. Yeah.
It's weird.
And when it was built, when this house was built, it had 60 acres. There was no other houses around.
Wow.
60 acres.
So it was like maybe a farmhouse,
Yeah.
or
And it had, in 1890 when it was built with all the acreage, it was valued at $40,000.
wow.
And each them rooms on the sides the bedrooms on the side. Upstairs in the attic, you can't get up there. The only way is that outside window. It's the only way.
Now, see, that's
You can't get into the attic.
No. No, even when we dropped the ceilings, we thought, well, there's got to be a way up.
Right.
up there.
No. That window out there is the only way.
That makes no sense.
No, but it is. And so they said he was superstitious, is why he built the doors and windows and corners, and closets are in corners, and so I don't know. And they say that ghosts go in straight lines, and I'm not sure about it, you know.
I've heard about
Yeah.
that.
And that willow tree out there, I'm sure you've heard about
Yes.
I've heard
Yeah.
about the willow.
We won't mess with it. We
Yeah.
promise.
Touch it.
We don't play around with that.
it. Yeah.
Unless we want to die or have
Now-
something happen to
now
us.
Q, Marcellus, Amy had a benefit here for him.
Mhm.
The guy with real bad arthritis or
Mhm.
something. When he left, he was shutting his van door. He got out there and he ripped a hunk of that off. He didn't make it to 63 and blew his tires.
Yeah, he was like, you want to get out there and move those branches over? I'm like, I ain't touching it. He's
Yeah.
like creeping around
Yeah,
it.
well, you know, yeah, we went and got it on the trailer because it broke down
Right.
on his way here to his thing that they
Benefit.
benefit, and it broke down
Oh my goodness.
by Boswell, which is about 45 miles from here. So my husband takes a trailer up there and they get it, bring it back. The only thing wrong, Q didn't have the battery things tightened down,
Mhm.
tight enough. And then the main wire goes into the box or something was loose.
Mhm.
And every time you hit a bump or something,
Yeah.
so when he left here, he made it to 63. He didn't come and get it for a week. Made it to 63. And my husband even said he's never seen a tire blow out in 4 different spots like that one did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't-
Crazy.
yeah, we don't over there at all.
And you guys just remember you got to put wood in, keep it warm in here for you.
We can handle that.
And when you go in, this is the kitchen here. There'll be a camera over here on this counter right here. And then in this room here, there'll be one on this back wall, on the back side of this doorway, facing into here. Then in this room, you'll see one over here where this little enclosed porch is. You'll be able to see them all.
Yeah.
And if you got your cameras, then you can unplug mine, but plug them back in when you're done.
We're not going to unplug them. We won't even
We'll just
touch
leave
them. We'll just make sure we'll angle them so it's not blinding yours out, and
Yeah.
we go from there. Because when I watched the foreman field, they just let yours run too,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Because I was like, man, they got a lot of cameras in there.
Yeah.
I figured that you had your own.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I keep it going.
Well, that's very good idea. Quick question. I don't want to. If you don't want to answer, that's fine. But is the reason why you still keep ownership of the house and don't try to sell it is to try to help research, or do you feel some kind of strange desire to keep it, or?
Well, you know, I've been offered to sell it.
Right.
You know, and I've came close to it, but then something tells me, no. It's like an omen to me, you know.
I understand.
And then I thought, well, maybe I'll just take this whole garage down right here, because we have another property up in Rockville. We got 40 acres up there, and I thought, well, you know, just take this barn and move it down there, you know. And then something says, don't touch it, you know.
So was this here when you bought it?
Yeah, this was built in '83. Mhm.
Wow. So, do you know the willow tree? Do you know how old the willow tree is?
Well, my husband has been here since 1967, and the willow tree's been here.
And it was still mature at that time?
Yeah.
So it's probably around 100,
Probably.
give or take?
Yeah. And I tell you, I won't even cut it. In fact, there's a limb that hangs over that driveway. If you notice up there's a rope going over, I won't even cut it off. I'm not gonna mess with it.
Yeah, because I've heard everybody that's messed with it's
This,
had
my
bad.
neighbor man that lives on the back street back there, he was out there one day and he's gonna clip around the house or something. I said, Rock, whatever you do not touch the willow tree. I'm not. And he's like 65. So I go over here, and I'm over here, and I happen to see this van stop real fast, and it's backing up. I'm like, I wonder who that is. So I walk over here. There he is, laying across the driveway by the fence with the shears right beside his head, and broke his back. He made one clip. on that willow tree.
Man, that sounds completely made up, but it's not.
No, it's a God's
It's like it's so crazy that.
And then my husband, his friends was over here one day. There was 3 of them. And I was telling him, I said, Tony, whatever you do, just leave it. And they're not ghost hunters.
Right.
They're nothing. They're just his friends. And I said, that willow tree's treacherous. Don't mess with it. And he's like, I don't believe in all that. I said, okay. I don't care. I'm just trying to warn you. So he whacks off a hunk of it, lays it on the dash of his car. When they left here, 85 mile an hour, straight into a cemetery, head on to a tree.
Into a cemetery?
A cemetery. They went straight, they come around this curve straight into a cemetery and hit a big tree, blew the windows, every window out of the car.
But did they live, but they got messed up?
Oh yeah, they live, but they're still messed up. They're still messed up.
No way.
All right, well.
I'm not touching it.
No.
You're not touching it?
I don't mess with it either. Some
let's.
girl a couple years ago, I seen a car pull up and there were 4 or 5 young girls got out and they were out there under the willow tree. Had all the foliage on it and everything. And I'm like, what are you doing? We want to get our prom pictures taken under here. Are you kidding me? I said, I don't think that's a good idea. Oh, please. I said, no, I can't do it. Because, so anything could happen.
Who knows?
Yeah, young kids like that. Mm-mm.
Wow.
And then I've had people to come and want to take kids in there.
Why?
No way in hell.
Why
None.
would you bring your babies in here?
I've seen
Ignorance.
people come here with 3 and 4 and 5-year-olds.
No.
I'm like, no way. I'm sorry, but they cannot go in there at all.
I bet you started asking
Yeah.
what.
you gotta be 18.
Yeah.
Had another guy go in there carrying a gun.
Oh
And he
my
lost-
God.
And lost the clip out of the gun, and Amy Jo found it, so she calls the police because the guy came with her, but she never knew him. And they were having all kinds of activity that night. But that guy had left, and she found that gun clip, and she thought somebody had came in on him, And no. And then I had some girls come here. They had a bachelor's party here, a bridal party.
What?
Yes. Bachelorette, you'll see I'll show you out here where they sign their names. And I watch the camera, and they all go in, and they stand all together like this, and then they go right back out. 3 or 4 hours later, 2 of them go back in with a ball bat. Now, what are you going to hit with a ball bat?
Ignorance.
What are you you're going to...
I'm sorry.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Swing it there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh my.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely not amateurs.
No.
And I want to show you out here where you sign your name and stuff.
Okay, yeah, we'll sign the waivers. That's definitely the first thing I would do if I were you. It's like, you're on your own, buddy.
And if they're not real, usually it's not a very big group. I have them come in here, but
Yeah. Yeah, my case manager and his wife is supposed to come, but they just, their grandma died, so. All right.
and so you could just sign